And yes, we are live. It is my intentional parenting journey 2025. And we have the amazing Obianuju Adesoji. I'm just realizing that Obianuju's name has an Adesoji to it. That's an interesting one. As I said it, I was like, okay. I didn't realize that you had an Adesoji behind it. So yes, these are my people, the people that understand how it goes. She gets it. So yes, I'm going to be streaming live all the way from New Brunswick, Canada, and trust me, it's only here that wake up at 4 a.m. looking all pimped up, all looking. When people say, "Oh, when are you going to stream? Where are you going to stream from?" We don't live here. I'm like, come all the way down. We have people who live from everywhere, wherever. It is such an honor to have you here, Obiano, to share your journey. I am particularly excited. I told her that I was excited. She was like, eh. I'm particularly excited about my intentional parenting journey. In the next 90 days, we are going to have an amazing work that is going to go on with all of us. We're going to learn, we're going to see why the inner circle is what it is. Most times when people come to the inner circle and ask us, "Oh, coach, what is the inner circle about?" I freeze. It's not that I don't know what the inner circle is about. Oh. I freeze because I don't know what aspect of the inner circle I want to explain to you. And that's why we usually say that the inner circle meets you at the point of your need. And I'm sure that in the next 90 days, you're going to see that all by yourself. That the inner circle meets you at the point of your need. And that is the most important part of this whole my intentional parenting journey. I am sure that by the time you go through my intentional parenting journey for the next 90 days, you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. So today we have Obianuju sharing her journey, and she's the one opening my intentional parenting journey 2025. Yeah! Make some noise, share some messages. And then somebody said, "Are you sure you will be able to sustain this thing 8 a.m. every day?" I said, "We have done it now. This is our thought. We don't play. We do it and we do it and we do it." Obianuju, you are the one that have the stage today. I'm not the coach, I'm the listener. So you're gonna start. Let's have a conversation. Tell us, how did you hear about the inner circle? How did you get in here?
Yeah, it's actually an honor. It's a privilege. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, it's a privilege to be here, and I do not take this privilege for granted. It's an honor to actually be talking with Coach Wendy face to face on this platform, and I truly, truly appreciate it. Thank you, Coach Wendy, for this opportunity. So it was at a time of my life last year when I was confused about the next steps in my parenting journey. I really didn't know what I was doing. I found myself really yelling at my children a lot, and not knowing what to do and not knowing how to stop it. So a friend, Vera Patrick Azodo, just posted something on one of our platforms saying, "Oh, there's a challenge coming up, no yelling challenge," and she put it up there. And then I reached out to her and asked her how I could join. She immediately, went to work. She sent me her, I think she gave me a discount from her own Yada discount. And I registered immediately. I didn't even waste time because that no yelling challenge just addressed my situation at that point. So I immediately went to work and I started to hear things that, I'd never heard before about no yelling and how I'm parenting generally. So I didn't even waste time. I just signed up for the next cohort of the inner circle. And that's how my journey started.
Awesome, awesome. So it was from No Yelling Challenge. And shout out to you, Vera, Patrick, Azodo. I see you. That's why often we say that tell someone to tell someone to tell someone. You don't know who you are going to be helping. You don't know who you are going to actually, who is going to be in that journey. that have not, been there, and just seeing that thing will be the solution to their problem. Let me ask you, Obianuju, what was that thing? You said you didn't need anybody to tell you anything more, and then of course you registered. Then when you got into the inner circle, when you now got in, what was that thing? So a lot of people come to me and say the hype is a lot. Though, are you sure that when we get in this hype, it's going to be the same thing? Because I've heard a lot of online classes. They come, they hype it, they say all sorts of things. Coach, are you sure that this hype is even a thing, right? And I say to them, I don't know how to respond to that question. So maybe my intentional parenting journey is going to answer all of that questions today. So over to you. What was that thing that struck you when you joined the inner circle?
So it was just that phrase that parenting is not about your children, it's about you. So I came in thinking that okay, I want to solve my children's problems. Again, thinking the problem was my children.
Mm,
So I started from the induction, from day one. When we had that induction, it was like, ah, this is about you becoming. And when you become, your children will then become. I'm like, okay, let's see. And from day one, you know, when the transformation started for me, I realized that that lies the truth. Therein lies the truth. That when you
mm,
become, your children become. So that was the number one thing for me. Just learning that it's not about the children, it's about you getting it right first, you becoming, and then they
mm.
would then follow. So that's the number one thing that hit me when I joined the inner circle.
And at what point did you realize that the inner circle was the place you needed to be and was the place that it
From
was
day
for you?
one, coach, from day one. From the induction, as in I left that induction like, what am I hearing? Like in all of my life's journey, I've never had anything hit me like this before. It was so powerful. Like I went home and I'm like, or rather I went into my room and I sat down reflecting like, where have I been? What
Mm,
is it that I have been doing all this while? The
mm,
truth hit me from day one, and I knew
mm.
that I had a lot to do. I knew I had
Awesome.
a lot to do.
Awesome. Obianuju says the truth hits me from day one. And somebody sent me a message, that was this year, and said to me last year after the induction, and said, it's as if my whole life stopped at that induction. And when the induction was done, it's as if my life started afresh. Conversation I can never forget it. That it was one of the old Yada fathers. All right, he's in his 70s, and he said to me, "I don't know where you were when I was raising my children, but hey, here I am today, and I'm looking forward to having him at my intentional parenting journey. He's going to share his story. So tell me more about where you were in your parenting journey and where you are now. So what is it that you're going to say about the inner circle that you know has happened? What are the tangible experiences that you have? You can take it from any angle, whatever it is that you share. And let me make this very clear. A lot of people, somebody had actually asked me before that my intentional parenting journey is it that you bring people together, tell them what to say, and they will come here. This will be my first time speaking with Obianuju. As interesting as it sounds, the things you're going to be hearing her share are the things I'm going to be hearing for the first time. All right. So everything she's saying here, I'm hearing it for the first time, by the way. All right. So please, there's no, we don't do crafted testimony in this place. So we're not interested. We have too many testimonies that we're looking for how to share it. We don't have enough time. In fact, we have a time factor problem on how we can share, the testimonies that we have. So yes, over to you, Obianuju. Tell us, what are the tangible experiences that you have had in the yard?
Thank you, coach. And truly, nobody prepared us for this time. I mean, I was just like, okay, what do I even need to prepare? I was just like, I said to myself, I'll come here and any question that you ask, I would answer because these are real life experiences. We're not crafting anything. These are things that happened to me. So I was at a time in my life when we had just moved to Canada. And I realized that my children didn't know how to do anything for themselves. They would, I mean, everything was done for them back home in Nigeria. And so they didn't know how to handle themselves. They didn't know the little chores. They didn't know how to do anything for themselves. And
mm,
rather than teach them, I was expecting them to just, know what to do. Make your bed, tidy your room. I would yell from morning
mm,
till night, and nothing would be done, you know. And I was just, I kept yelling every day. And then each time I yell, I would come back and I would cry because I knew that I was doing something that was off. I was
mm.
doing wrong and injustice to my children, but I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how else to handle the situation, which was why when the No Yelling Challenge came, I immediately jumped at it. And then joining the inner circle, I realized that, again, like I said, it was about me becoming. So I realized that I needed to teach my children first. Reading the book Connect to Correct was like, oh my God, mind blowing. I was reading that book and I had tears in my eyes. I was crying because I
Mm,
realized that I had been doing it the wrong way all this while. I didn't teach my children, I didn't connect with them, and yet I expected so much from these little angels, you know.
mm,
So I immediately started to work. Coach always says this, that 10,000 lions are pursuing you if you have children of a certain age. So I have two girls and a boy. My first just turned 13. So you can imagine I had a lot of work to do. So I didn't even waste time. I started work. And I think the very first, it was the first webinar when Coach said it was about the travel skills. And
mhm.
I watched that. I was in the kitchen preparing their lunch when Coach said, "You are this age, your children are this age, and they can't pack their lunch boxes." I knew that I hadn't done anything. So I started to work. I started, you know, teaching them what to do, connecting with my children, the best way that I could. Thank God for the connection tools in the yard. Every day, when you look at those tools and you connect with your children, you would actually see that these children have been desiring these things. There was a gap, but nobody was feeling it. So I started to connect with my children and I started to teach them. Fast forward to summer, I started to launch, and my children now pack their lunch boxes themselves. I started to teach them how to take the bus, and now they can go on the bus to church. They haven't started going far, but they can
Mm,
go on the bus themselves. You know,
mm.
I'm teaching them situational awareness, and now they can see things. I mean, I'm in the living room right now, and as I came downstairs, everywhere is neat. Everywhere is, there's there's nothing on the floor because they've arranged everything before going to bed. These are things I was yelling about, you know. Now we have structure in my home. Like everybody knows what time they're supposed to do what they're supposed to do. And I'm
Yeah.
seeing that happen. Of course, we're not where we need to be, but I've seen progress in every
Mm,
way just because by joining the inner circle, I have taught them what I'm supposed to do as a parent, teaching. I've
mm.
modeled these things and I am connecting with them in ways that even I cannot imagine. So I've seen testimonies. I've seen my child who was already becoming rebellious now connecting with me. I mean, when she's coming back from school, she's eager to come and talk to her mother. She's eager to come and gist with me about what happened in the day, what happened in
Mm,
her day. She's looking forward to that connection time. Yesterday, when we were doing our family meeting, she was saying, "Mommy, we didn't play a lot of board games this month." And we're like,
mm,
"Okay, we'll have to amend that." So there's a lot of transformation in my home because I am in the inner circle. I've
mm.
read books like Connect to Correct that has taught me that I need to connect with my children before I even talk about correction. I've learned that there are no lions out there, that I need to teach my children to actually go out and learn life skills that will equip them for life. you know so there's a whole lot that I can, and I would, as we go along, I'll just be sharing testimonies that have helped me in my home, and that we can see happen in our house.
Awesome, awesome. You heard Obianuju Adesoji. If you're just joining us, we have the amazing Obianuju live in the studio, streaming all the way from Canada, New Brunswick. And of course, if you're asking, hey, I live in Australia, can I join in? You're going to see yadas from all walks of life. This is the beauty of the inner circle. It's 4 a.m. her time. Obianuju is looking all popping, all dressed up. It's only Yadas. Yadas don't come. There's no anyhowness. You can't come with your bonnet and tell us that, oh, it's because you're just. No, 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 no. We just don't do the kind of thing. We are ready like soldiers at all times. And I love it. So recently at Kochebuka's camp yesterday, my son had to go to Port Harcourt. I always say to Yadas, I won't teach what I don't do. I have no business teaching what I don't do. The one I cannot do, I'll tell you that that's not part of it, right? You can do, but I've not practiced it, so I'm not teaching it. And the twins had to go to camp. I mean, all the time our son would have to go to camp in another state in Nigeria because we're probably on holiday when it's happening in our state. So he was in Port Harcourt. And during the passing out parade, and I was watching him, he was, the parade commander, and I was watching him, we're watching live and all of that. And then Coach Ebuka said something that was very striking. He said, out of all the children in the camp, you will be able to handpick TIP parents' children. My head, I just stood up from my chair and I'll just be like this. Come on now, come on now. He said, when you get in, you will be able to handpick them. In fact, there was a particular, but I'm sure that Asha's mom is going to come and share her my intentional parenting journey. In fact, everybody talked about Asha in camp. Every single person, even the children, the boys were talking about him. That's how interesting it was. So I just told them, I said, let Asha's mom come and share my intentional parenting journey. And she's been in the inner circle for 6 years. And when people were like, how did you achieve it in her cohort? I was like, 6 years is not your mate, man. When you do 6 years sitting under a teaching and you implement it, come on, the result is tangible. Now, I want to ask you, Obianuju, this is a testimony that you will see very commonly everywhere. When people see a child, that there's something about that child. It's like, okay, there's something I can notice. You shared how you came from a place where your children couldn't do anything to a place where they are now doing, and you're like, okay, here we are, and we are actually on an interesting journey. Share with me, what would be those things? Have there been, instances where you have had conversations or people have seen your children have picked out something, all right, that is different about whatever it is that along your journey has happened and what it is, it is about. Thank you. Over to you.
Yeah. So, this is my first year. I think today is even 275th day in the yard. Yes, I know, because I've been journaling, coach. So I'll share a testimony that happened recently. So we had this program during summer where we could. It was all Nigerians that came together to just have like a summer event where we all gathered together and we were just having fun. But then there were tables where people could come and sell their stuff. And this, my daughter that I want to talk about, she's, how, because I hadn't taught her, she just starts stuff and she doesn't finish. She will not finish what she starts. And that's another thing that I learned in the yard about, you start, you must finish. You start, you must finish. So we started to use puzzles. We started to teach her focus, because she's a very creative person. She knows how to, do stuff. So she had said to me last year when we had that program, because it's an annual program, where that, oh, mommy, I would like to sell when we get to this place. But because I know that, she likes to crochet, she won't, finish it. I said, oh, you have to start now if that is what you want to do. And we kept dragging. Seasons came, spring came, and it was near summer, and this girl had not started, you know. So I started to coach. I started to apply and implement all the things that we are learning in the yard. You start, you finish. Puzzles, a talk here and there, a pillow talk here and there, conversations, and I was just having these talks and all with her. In fact, up till the very last, I think 2 days before, she almost gave up and said, Mommy, I'm not doing this thing, you know. And she was able to finish crocheting like so many scrunchies, put all of that together, and she sold at that
Mm,
event. And a lot of the parents that came were like, wow, your daughter is selling. And I kept pointing them to her stores. So you see, oh, she's selling, she's the one selling and everything. And she made money from that, from her sales. She came out and she was proud. And even a lot of parents came congratulating me for this. I couldn't have done
mm,
this if I was not in the inner circle. That's the honest
mm,
truth. Because a lot of work had to go into that child. First of all, I had to learn her learning style. She's a kinesthetic learner. I didn't even know that word before I joined the inner circle. I didn't know
mm,
it. So it meant that my daughter learned a different way. You would see her thrive in subjects that are hands-on. They have a lot of hands-on learning. You know, if she's in class like this, you see her, she will rather be crocheting or doing something. As long as there's hands-on, you will see her do well in that subject. But if it's a lot of, talk, she would not thrive in it. So by learning her learning style, I had to start to teach her differently. I had to, begin to imbibe in her, build the other areas. Coach will always say, build from their strength, not from their weakness. That's hard, but I had to learn it, teaching her from her area of strength. And that is why we saw that result, that tangible result, her selling her crochet, her actually doing something. Because most times she starts crochet, there's a lot of work that she starts here, she doesn't finish them. If she just dump them, she'll move on to something else. But by building that system in her, she was able to start, she was able to finish, she was able to execute, sell, and then people bought her work. People talked about,
mm.
her doing that. It was something tangible for me, an experience that I will never forget, honestly.
Amazing, amazing. Even me, I can see, a lot of comments in the comment section. And for the record, Obianuju is a first time yaga. For all the people that will say, this is my friend of the yard. Oh, hey, I don't know what it is I need to do. Oh. Hey, you know what to do. You just need to take this step and do it. Obiano, this is her first time. In fact, she said this is 271 days. She even knows, she even
70.
knows the day to the end, to the later. This guy, I know when I joined. I know how it is that I joined. I know how it is that I joined. I know what it is that I have done and all of that. All right. So this is very important for you to note. All right. So that is very, very key. So Obiano just shared something that is very tangible for me. The ability to help her child become. Her child had the potential. Oh, potential is not enough. Your child can have potential and die with it.
Hmm.
Her child had the potential. We were in the place where, okay, yes, I know she can do it. She has even expressed desire. She has potential. She expressed desire, but yet it couldn't happen. Why? Because for a child, there is an aspect of your life that needs you, a parent, to help
Hmm.
that child become. See, a child doesn't become on their own. Your intention and desire does not make them. It is your implementation of their process. And that's a very key aspect because your child will only become to the tune of what you know per time. Of what you know per time. What has helped her child be able to execute, have this potential, get it to end up becoming what it is that it's supposed to be, get her to be able to crochet to the finish line. In fact, I saw somebody in the comment section saying, I bought some of her things and I use it to decorate my house. What made that happen is because simply a parent who knew better. That's the difference. It doesn't mean that your child does not have potential. Your child has as much potential and even much more. Your child also has the desire to bring the potential to bear and even much more desire. But the problem is there is nobody in the middle and to bring it to bear. There is nobody who can make it happen. You would need to make it. And when you look at the Bible, in the case of Esther and Mordecai, you find out that Esther only became because there was a Mordecai.
True.
Esther was beautiful. She was the kind of queen that was needed. She had the potential. She had the ability, but she needed somebody who would help her to accomplish that thing. One of my books is called The Parenting Advantage. It is you an advantage or a disadvantage to your child. Your child can know. Your child can, everything can happen, right? Your child can have anxiety and all of that, and yet your child will not be able to become because you yourself haven't become. You need tools to be able to help your child become. You're listening to Obianuju Adesoji, and she is the one opening my intentional parenting journey 2025. Do you know what? I love that it's the first time Yada is doing this. I love it. In fact, I'm not privy to the lineup. I don't know who is coming tomorrow. I'm sure the team will tell me before we end. I don't have the lineup. I'm not privy to all of that, right? And I love that I just came in. I said, who is on my intentional parenting journey today? They say, Obianuju Adesoji. I said, interesting. Oh, yeah, let's go there. I don't want to say, oh, you know what? Maybe, we're starting today. Bring one old the other who we come and do. No. We don't do those kind of things. We're not afraid of the results that we have. When it comes to the yard, we're not afraid. If any parent mounts this podium, it means that the parents have dreams. That's it. We're not afraid. And that also, to say that this is not coming without challenges. All right. Yeah. This is not, Obianuju shared something that was so profound. She first of all presented to you the challenge that she had. Other didn't just say it and say, oh, I'm going to do this, and she started doing it. Just because she's in the yard. She needed to do what listen to her. She said, I did pillow talk. I learned how she learned. I had to do this. I started preaching. I said, you will do motivation, we preach, we talk, you become apostle Paul pastors, like we say in the inner circle. All right. So yes, let's even talk about what it is your experience in the yard, it's on many other aspects. Let's talk a bit about the webinars. So let me understand what the webinars are to you. Maybe in one word, tell me what the webinars are like in one word.
Well, there are so many words. Fire is one. Fire is one. Fire, because like everyone comes with fire. Fire is one, but all of them are transformational. I think that's the ideal word I would use to describe every single webinar. Transformational, because for me, when I start to do something, I like to go all in. And I believe that's what has helped me so far. I don't wait to, be told. Once I start, I'm all in. And I say this thing, I have this phrase that when Obianuju sets her mind to do something, the entire universe will agree and, work in her favor. And I haven't missed one webinar, not one. I've attended every one of them. And even whether there's work to be done or something, I must attend the webinar. Instead, I'll wake up an hour earlier you know,
mm,
and each one of them has come with something that has transformed my life. Like I said, the
mm,
very first webinar that I listened to was the was on travel skills. When I saw the title, I'm like, what am I going to roadmap to teach travel skills? I'm
yes.
like, what's this webinar about? But I entered there, and that was where the one that hit me. I can't forget. I was in the kitchen and I was preparing their food, their lunch box. And then you
Mm,
said that thing, the thing hit me right where I was, you know.
mm,
And I said, oh my God, I'm actually packing lunch for these grown-up children while they are sleeping, you know. And this is exactly where you were talking about.
as if I
And
saw you, right?
you saw me. And that's what every webinar did for me. It meets
Mm,
me exactly where I am. Is it the one
mm,
about you know, managing your energy? That actually and I say this, I'm not mincing words. Each one of them transformed me. I used to
mm,
be an exercise person, you know, so I dumped all of that when I came into Canada. But as soon as you said that, I went to revive my exercise again. You know, I lost weight and I went back to my normal, the weight I was before I came here. You know, I started
mm,
managing my energy, and my day
mm,
would start and end with me full of, you know, achieving everything that I want to achieve per day.
mm,
Is it the one honor as a skill? So each webinar touched me in ways that I am transformed. That's why I use the word transformational. Honor as a skill, peace as a skill, um, emotional intelligence. Oh my God. I thought I was self aware until I
mm,
attended that course. And I
mm,
realized that nothing. Oh, I'm far from where I need to be. And the good thing about it is that you give us worksheets to be able to work afterwards. So you go back, you see the gaps, you fill them in, and you're able to move.
mm,
Is it healing from childhood trauma? Initially, when I attended that course and everybody was, you know, crying and all, I didn't feel a thing. But I went back and I revisited the course. And on that day when I was watching it, I was just crying. I realized where I was coming from. It
mm,
hit me. Is it
mm,
a note yelling challenge? Is it the one about learning skills? Like each of my child now has a book where
mm,
I'm drafting, you know, their learning styles and how to fill the gap. So each webinar, I can't even say all of them because, you know,
mm.
it's back to back. Even the Tuesday lives, I'm watching them and I'm gaining stuff from them. So every webinar has been transformational for me, oh, and I'm sure for every yada, truly.
Awesome, awesome. You know that I usually say that Tuesday life is for yarders. If you are in the yard, you will understand what I mean. If you are not in the yard, you won't get it. When you listen to Tuesday live, if you're a yarder, it's a different listening. You listen with a different ear because there is something and you know where you're coming from. And every webinar in the inner circle, like Obianuju just said, is it's from somewhere. It's coming from, there's something about, and sometimes, somebody said in the comment section, I have skills, but the problem is that if you don't have a system, yesterday I was sharing at the masterpiece induction opening. I said it is one thing for you to have knowledge, is another thing for you to understand that there is a place for community.
Mm.
Nobody becomes in isolation. Nobody. You can have it all, you can know it all, you can understand it all, but believe you me, you are going to struggle in isolation. You know, because the Bible says that iron sharpens iron. You can know the truth, but without the right people around you, it's hard to stay consistent. I've been
Yeah.
there. It's hard to stay consistent. I always tell people, I said the inner circle is first for me because I needed people I will go on the journey with. It's hard to stay consistent. So if you raise your children intentionally in isolation, surrounded by the things you're hearing, it will always, you will derail. Community provides accountability, it provides encouragement, it provides alignment. Community gives you strength. See, there are tools. Tools give you system, knowledge gives you clarity, community gives you strength. When these three come together, you are going to now break the cycle of frustration and all of the things that you want to do. I was sharing yesterday, and I said the two pathways to being able to get transformational is that you are hot enough to desire change, or you know enough to desire change. They are the two pathways. You know enough to desire, because knowledge bets freedom. That's what it does. And when you're equipped with the right skills and principles, you break free from ignorance. And then you step into your destiny with clarity. And when you do not have the right system around you, it becomes a huge struggle. One of the biggest mistakes people make in life is thinking that desire alone can change their lives. Desire is important, but it's not enough. Transformation happens when desire meets tool, knowledge, and community. Tools are the system that sustain the change. Without tools, even your best intentions will fail. You can desire to stop shouting at your children. If you don't have the tools of emotional regulation, of discipline system, you will keep shouting. It doesn't matter who you are. Desire without tools will lead you to frustration. Knowledge is the light that now breaks that ignorance. Many people repeat cycles because they don't know a better way. That's all. They don't know a better way. So ignorance keeps you in bondage. Knowledge is what sets you free. The Bible says, and then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. And then there is community. I usually say that the environment is bigger than value system. The environment is what shapes you. So even with tools and knowledge, transformation is hard in isolation. Community is the soil where growth takes place. Community is the soil where you can rise higher than your community. Isolation kills momentum. The right circle is what sustains growth. You cannot rise higher than your community. Never, never. Isolation kills momentum. It's the right circle that sustains your growth. That's why you need the circle for that growth sustainability. Alrighty, you're listening to Obianuju Adesoji, and it's such an awesome, thing listening to Obianuju. I wanted to say, what would be your best part of the inner circle? I don't know. Yeah, that's like Obianuju have taken everything in. As in, they are sucking it in like everything matters to me. Coach, this question you're asking is not relevant. I cannot answer it. I'm sure that's the way she's looking at me. But tell me, what would be your best part of being your best part of being in the yard? Is it the voice note? Is it the wisdom note? Is it the is it the is it the webinar? Is it the book review? Is it the accountability? Is it the community? What is it about the inner circle that will be your healer?
This question is really, really hard because you've mentioned every single thing that keeps me sustained. Like, I listen to that voice note every morning. In fact, my husband is sometimes when I'm playing it, he'll be like, I think I've heard this thing before. That's because I will play a webinar like 2 times or 3 times, and he would hear it and he'll be asking, but I've heard this thing before. Yes, I'll play it over and over again. Sometimes I listen to the voice notes twice or 3 times in a day. So it's a very hard question because every part has helped to shape me or is helping to transform me. Truly, every single aspect of our journey. Of the inner circle. The voice notes keep me on track. So I know that when I come back from work, I have to connect with my children in this way based on what coach has spoken to us in the morning. And then when I listen to the webinar, I know that I need to note them down. I know that I need to begin to implement. When I listen to or read the wisdom notes, I know that there's a lot of wisdom. In fact, coach, let me tell you, all the scriptures you use is what I used to teach my children at night during prayer time or for their bedtime stories, I will give them those stories. So there's no aspect that is not beneficial to me. I'm gleaning and I'm taking all. But the truth of the matter is that being in inner circle itself helps to ground me. I feel like I'm home. So that community, just being in that circle, you know,
Mm,
knowing that I'm accountable to
mm,
everyone, to myself and to coach, makes me know that, look, I am, I'm there and I'm heading somewhere. There's something that happened. There's the TIP conference that just happened, and we're staying accountable, and we're having to, go through all the videos one after the other. When I first started, I was just, blowing hot and all, and I've just been going. I didn't stop because I wanted to use the vacation to do a lot. When I now got to day 30 and I still had a lot to do and everything, and the month is almost ending, I'm like, will I even finish this thing? Will I finish it? But I'm seeing other people share their own every day. And what that does to me is that, look, you can't drop the ball. You have to be
mm,
accountable. You have to be accountable. So being in that
mm,
community would push you to continue on that pedestal. Somebody comes to share a testimony, you know that you're in the right place. Somebody, they do the book review, you know you're in the right place. You gain something every day that will help your journey. So really, to answer the question about which aspect, it's a difficult one, but just staying in the community has helped to, keep me going and help me
how
grow.
politically answer the question. It's okay. That's how others do it. When you say, what are your top three webinars? Choose. They say, which one? There's no top three webinar coach. All right. I'm not going to bother with that. I want to ask you, what would be your best read in the inner circle so far? Which book would be your best read?
Ha. Another hard question. Like, you see this connect to correct. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
It made me cry. It stopped me at my tracks. Made me realize that truly I had a lot of work to do. Like I said, I was reading it and I was crying. I'm like, how do you discipline a child that you haven't connected with? Like, the children are far apart. You are here and you're expecting, there to be synergy. No, you
Mm,
have to
mm,
connect first. So this
mm,
book, and I think the parenting launch plan as well, like, helped me to realize that, oh, there is a manual truly. There is a
mm,
manual for raising the children
mm,
from top to bottom for all ages, from zero till, you launch them. But this book, every book, we're currently reading The Girl with Sense, and
mm.
Raising a Girl with Sense. I'm like, every book hits you where you are. So I can't even say this is the best. All, but this was a good place to start, coach, because
Yeah.
it made me realize that I was controlling my children rather
Mm.
than connecting with
Connect.
them and teaching them. I was controlling them, and my children were already getting to that place where they were retreating, where they were rebelling, you know, and
Mm,
it was just because they still had to respect their parents. But I was seeing that
mm,
retreat, and the things
mm,
that they are open to share with me now made me realize that I've been saying sorry, coach. I've been saying sorry like every day. When my daughter shares with me the things, the damage I was doing then, I'll just be like, I apologize. I apologize. I'm so
mm,
sorry. I'm sorry. Your mother is learning.
mm,
Does it make me perfect? No, I'm
mm,
not. I'm not yet there, but
mm,
you know, I'm on that journey.
mm. Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Obianuju. Obianuju is streaming live all the way from Canada. It's 4 a.m. her time. She's here, sitting, sharing. So if you think that the yard where you locate or where you live is going to stop you from being in the yard, that is not a question at all. But Obianuju, I want to ask you a very profound question that will come from Of course, only you. How has the inner circle affected other areas of your life apart from parenting? Do you think the inner circle have done anything apart from your parenting journey? Yes, it's a parenting academy. People come in for parenting. I want you to, share what happened to you, all right, apart from your parenting life. Because I know that a lot of people have said, this is not just about parenting. There's a lot happening to me, even though I'm here for parenting.
Yeah, true. So I remember the webinar about managing your energy management, and it was supposed to be time management, but we learned more about energy management. And so when you talk about the aspect of my work, I realized that, I'm working with speed now. Why? Because I know what to do at each time of my day, that I will
Mm,
maximize the time better. So I'm working more at ease. When I go to work, I'm at ease because I know how to manage my day. From morning till night, I know how to manage my day. In the aspect of my marriage, I would I would say that inner circle has been profound in that the things I learn. Coach would talk about parenting, but she'll also share with you about how you can, your nurture your relationship with your spouse. And inner circle has helped me in when I'm speaking with my husband, I'm speaking to him with honor, even when I don't get it right. So, sometimes the knots will just loosen sometimes, and you will, go back to who you were before. But you will reflect. That's what journaling does for you. You will reflect and you will
yes.
go and kneel down and apologize, you know. But I've
Mm,
learned to honor my husband. I've learned to see him as the king over me, you know, and that has also helped our parenting journey, because it's a circle. If you get it
circle.
right here, you will get it right in every area of your life. So by honoring him, he has no choice. He's not in the inner circle, but he has no choice but to join me in establishing or in implementing all the things that I'm learning. So I'm honoring him more. I'm seeing him as the head of the family, and I respect him now. And it just helps to make these things a lot easier. So in the
Mm,
aspect of my job and work, and then I'm also seeing that, look, I'm not yet where I need to be as a person, because by becoming, I have to become for my community. I have to
mm,
become and give back. And that's what coach always preaches in the inner circle, that you can't just be there. In fact, the last webinar we had, my yellow bucket is still burnt from that one. Like, you're a woman, you're just a woman for being a woman's sake. No, you're just a wife. No, it's a ministry. So now I know that there's much more on for me to execute and be a part of. So watch out for the other aspects of me that are still becoming, but I know that I need to be an industry myself. That's what inner circle is doing for me. And while I'm still trying to figure that out, I know that it's something that has to happen. So these are the areas in my work. I have ease at work. I know how to manage my day. I have a husband that now, I respect and I honor. Thanks to inner circle, it's helped my marriage. I mean, it's helped my marriage in more ways than I can imagine. And then with me becoming as a person, being that industry woman that needs to, give back to her community. These are the ways that inner circle has helped me outside of parenting.
awesome, awesome, awesome. Did you hear what Obianuju just said? She said something about honor. And sometimes you actually even get into the place, and if somebody just says it, and if you read it somewhere, you're like, I beg, am I not married? I'm honoring the man, I'm okay. These things are not that hard. Don't make it look like it's, a big deal. You know how we say it now, all the things that we say, don't make it and all of that. But one thing that I know that the inner circle does to you is that it makes you to think, to reflect, to be able to
Mm.
say, okay, this thing now that I'm even saying now, how does it even work? And I think that that's, one thing that I see all the time. All right. How does it even work? What does it even do? What is it supposed to be about? Can I look at this thing differently? Can this work differently for me? Is this about me? Can I learn to do it differently? And you begin to see that you are, stepping away from anyhowness. In the yard we don't like anyhowness. You don't want to flip and talk. You just talk. You enter some communities. Somebody asks a question, another person attacks. Why are you doing that? Are you stupid? Can't you see the? If you try that in the yard, we show you the door. We show you to go straight out. We're honorable people. We are vulnerable people. Nobody comes there to come and claim that, oh, I've now arrived and all of that. If your child does something, in fact, that's the best place to come for it. And when you are done, you see 1 million and one people will say, your own is even better. We are all on this journey together. This is how you're supposed to do it. This is what you should do, and all of that. And it gives you a lot of strength. And then you just wake up and you say, okay, this is it. I remember a yada coming to the yard and saying that, oh, her son, is always, tired of timing. He's always late. He's always also wake up early. And the son was 8. I had a good laugh. After laughing, I sent a very long voice note. I said, welcome to my world. Where this my son that you admire so much today had me on a run. All of us, we created a curriculum for 10 years. I said, have you done 10 years yet? She said, hey, coach. I said, so can you come all the way down? So we are here. I've not done 10 years yet. You have nothing to complain about. So please do not kill the child yet. We're here. Even this my son said, we're still this and this. I know. And she was so relieved and she was encouraged to continue to do what it is that she needs to do. All right. So that's one of the things that we're here for. I'm going to let Obianuju share with us. People have asked, I'm a working mother, I'm a working father, I'm very busy. This thing that you're sharing, are you sure that is going to? I can't afford to, do a lot of these things and all of that. Share with us. What will you say to this parent who says this? If a parent says this to you.
Mm-hmm. So, earlier I said when Obianuju says she's going to do this, the universe will work in her favor. I knew, and then what also drives you is, what is your why? Why are you doing this? What is the purpose behind this? I was in a place where I knew I wasn't getting it right. I was, yelling. That can't be a strategy, to winning. That cannot be a strategy to win. And we watched the conferences and everybody was talking about seeing your children as royalty, as kings. In fact, the theme was the king's mandate. So what is your why? You want to raise children who would, be kings in this world. You want to raise children who would, you know, sit at the gates and be there. You're not raising people who will be slaves. There was a speaker that said, if you don't teach them, if you don't tutor them, then they're just slaves until they become. So when you answer that question, your why, everything else has to be geared towards that. So it takes a lot of work. That's what I'll tell that parent. It takes a lot of work. But when you understand your why, you will put in the work. You just have to put in the work. And so
Yeah.
it will take you deciding, making a lot of decisions and in the area of, okay, so should I just keep saying I'm tired after work? Or should I really get down to work and connect with my children? And having that structure, that's where it comes in. So if you have a structure, and that's the good thing about the inner circle. Inner circle has structured their webinar in such a way that you you will take each one after the other, and then as you're learning and implementing, it helps you to do the ones in the future. So me being able to manage my energy earlier on in the year has helped the other ones to follow, because now I
Exactly.
know how to put stuff together. That look, oh, when I come back from work, I have to So even during the holidays, we put up, there's a board in my house where we write everything. And I know that 7 to 8, or is it no, 7 to 8 is family connection time. So whether it's board game we're playing, or we're dancing, or we're cooking, or whatever it is that the connection to for the day is, we know that that time is family time, or movie, or whatever it is family time. So you must, no matter how tired you are,
Mm,
you must put in the work. And if you don't want
mm,
to be tired, manage your energy through the day.
mm,
So I am a working mom. I go to work, but that does not excuse me, because these children are not going to ask you whether you were working. They are
mm-mm.
thriving on connection. So you must
Yeah.
connect, right? So all of the tools, I can't think of anyone. Of course, so there are days that you will miss out on, but you postpone and you move it to the weekend or something. But make
Mm,
sure you touch base. Make sure you
mm,
touch base every day. Coach will always say 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It is something. And
yeah.
honestly, that's what has been helping me. They come back from school. Do you know that sometimes I take my break at work when it is time for them to come back from school? So they come back from school at 3, and I know. So they will give me a call. They don't have phone, or they will use Alexa, call me while I'm at work. We will chat for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you know. They tell me about their day. That is connection. Like I said,
Yes.
my daughter now looks forward to coming back from school to gist with her mom. She told me one day, I was in the bus and I couldn't wait to come and tell you. I was just thinking about all the gist that happened in school today. That is connection. That
Mm,
child will listen to you more when you connect. So there are no
yeah.
excuses. Like I said, if you know your why, I knew that I had to work fast because I'm raising a teenager. She just turned 13. So if you know your why, it will drive you to
Yeah.
make everything work in your favor. So it is
Mm,
possible. To that
mm,
parent, it is possible. Connect 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes. Coach taught something about compounding the other day. I'm like, hey, again, another one has hit me. Every day you're connecting with them, you're compounding. In years to come, you will see the benefits of what we're doing today. Honestly,
yes.
you will see it. So there are no excuses to that parent that is a working mom. I am.
Mm,
I work 9 to 5, but there are no matter how tired you are, you will come and do that 5 minutes connection. In fact, I read them
mhm,
bedtime stories now. I didn't even know it was
mhm,
something I could do to a teenager. Read bedtime
mm.
stories, but they enjoy it.
In fact, our teenagers they enjoy more bedtime stories now that they are teenagers more than when they were children. I'm like, what is this? What is the meaning of it? But teenagers love connection a lot. People don't know. And they
Yes.
actually want it and they need it. Thank you again, Obianuju Adesoji, streaming all the way from Canada. And I know Obianuju has already answered the question I wanted to ask next. You live in Canada, the time difference. How do you manage? She has already answered it. If you manage your time, if you structure it, and if you know what is chasing you, if
Mm.
10,000 lions are chasing you, you don't have time to be looking back. Now, who person know they chase that they stand, they ask question. Inner circle parents yap me when I speak broken English. They say I can't speak it, but I bind them because I can speak it. What's the meaning of that? Are you trying to tell me that I'm not culturally aware? I can speak broken English well. And please, take it. Didn't I speak this one well? If I didn't,
You
just
did.
call me. So, yes, that is a very important aspect. A few days ago, I watched my mom dancing and singing with my youngest brother. And it struck me. My mom is going to be 74 in a few months. And then my brother was dancing with her. It was just yesterday. They were dancing, throwing hand and then singing. My mom was a Don Williams fan. I learned to sing Don Williams songs from mommy. They were singing Don Williams song. They were, doing the, turning around and all of that. And I was like, in my 70 something year old, I want to be able to come to my son's house and be able
Mm.
to dance like this with him. We don't remember this thing when it's time. But when it gets there, you will be the saddest person to sit in your child's house and everywhere is frozen tight and they're even trying to avoid you.
Mm.
We all love my mom being around. My mom is around and everybody is always excited. Like, What are we going to do today, mommy? In fact, she was singing lullaby to my brother's daughter, and all of us joined the lullaby. We're shouting, we're dancing, the house was just. I was like, wow. Imagine if you do not have this kind. Think about tomorrow. My mom is retired. She was a civil servant. She had her job. She rose to the highest top of civil service. She has finished all of that. Now she's here. When you are at the end, what now happens? As we begin to round up Obianuju, tell me what will be the one word that you will call inner circle today. What will be your inner circle one word?
Hmm. Hmm. Is it one word? It's difficult, though, but it's life changing.
Life
I'd
change.
say life changing. Life
Life change.
changing. Because honestly, Inner Circle has changed my life.
Hmm.
It has changed my life. There are times I've sat down and I've wept and I'm like, where have I been? You know,
Hmm.
it's
Hmm.
been life changing. It's been, a journey that, like I said, 275 days, and I'm not stopping. I'm
Hmm.
not stopping because I know that these children need me,
Hmm.
to continue to gain wisdom, to continue to model. Because really, it's about modeling who you want them to be.
Hmm.
You start with that say of do what I say and not do what I do. It doesn't work here. It doesn't
No.
work with the children of these days. So modeling that, it's been life changing for me. Inner Circle has been life changing for me, and there's a lot, so many aspects to this one word or one phrase that has come to life in my family, that I would say.
Hmm.
But Inner Circle has been life changing for me. It has
Awesome.
been.
Awesome. Awesome. That's a beautiful place to call it. Inner circle has been life changing. Talk to the people who are listening to us now and thinking, do I really need to be here? What do I need to do? How do I need to join and all of that? Is it going to be beneficial for me? In 1 minute, please. Over to you, ma'am.
So the truth is, right now where I am, I'm not perfect, and I'm not where I need to be yet. But every day, I'm not that scared mom anymore. I'm not that hopeless mom anymore. I'm not that chaotic parent anymore. Why?
Mm,
Because I know I'm in a place where I'm gaining wisdom to fill the gaps. I know I'm in a place where I am gaining wisdom to be transformed so my children can be transformed.
mm,
So, with every voice note, with every wisdom note, with every webinar, with every testimony here and there, with every connection tool that comes, with every course, because there are courses that come as well, I am becoming. And by becoming, my children are becoming.
mm,
Do you know how many things that happened this past holiday? My children read the Bibles themselves now. These are things that couldn't be done before. My children read books now. Why? Because
mm,
I'm reading myself.
mm,
My children are doing a lot. They can tidy the home. They can cook. My daughter now cooks. These were things they couldn't do before. Why?
mm,
Because I'm becoming. So if you're
mm,
thinking that you can do this by yourself, or you don't need to join the inner circle, I'm sorry. You need to. I would say this: you need to join the inner circle because it's transformed me. I've seen the tangible results, and I know you too can. So don't waste any time. I didn't waste any time. As soon as Vera sent me that link and I joined that course, I joined the inner circle straight up. And here I am. Again, I'm not where I need to be, but I'm on a journey where I'm not chaotic, where I can tell for sure and for certain where my children will end up. I
mm,
can tell. Then there's no doubt because I know I'm
mm,
on the right path. So
mm.
please, parents, dear parents, join us in the inner circle. Trust me, when they say your money finishes on the first day, it's not a lie. It's not a lie. like at the induction, my money finished. So please don't waste any time. Join the inner circle. Join, book a slot now. I mean, the details are here on the screen. Just join and come and see what we're enjoying. Right?
Thank you so much, Obianuju Adesoji. Obianuju woke up this morning, very early in the morning. You can see that she's doing this effortlessly. It's something she has mastered because at 4 a.m., she's sitting and she's mastered the act of being awake at 4 a.m. and being able to, she's not feeling grungy. But see you will feel it. You will see that there is a structure, there is a system in this thing that have been built over time. And
Mm.
honestly, I am so grateful to have Obianuju start this session. I'm a child of God and I work with the Holy Spirit in total. If I hear it, I do it, except I don't hear it. If I hear it, I do it. One of the things that I know is that I don't control my life. And that's why I don't try to control things in that way and all of that. And that's why I love that my intentional parenting journey was started by Obianuju at this. Trust me, like I said from the beginning, everything that I'm hearing today, I'm hearing it for the first time, and it
True.
has blessed my own life. Nobody preps anybody on my intentional parenting journey to come and say, "Oh, yeah, what am I going to say? How do I say it?" Say it how you feel it. We are
Mm.
not afraid of it. All right. How you feel it. That's why we're here. And I love what Obianuju concluded with. She said, I know where my children will end. I think, when you come into the yard, there's something you hear every time. I know with this attitude where my parenting will end. I'm not here for guesswork. We don't do guesswork in the yard. We don't. It is with a attitude. We give you, will you implement? If yes, you will get to where you're going. That's it. And if you will do, you will see result. And that's why we say in the yard, we they walk, we they
In the
show.
show.
Anytime, any day. I will love it. That's one of my favorite quotes. And that quote was actually started by a yada, a five-time yada, right? Who okay one for. And I remember when she said, Coach, I don't have time to argue. We just they walk and it just they show. That's all I'm here for. I don't even have time. She said, I don't have time to respond when webinar ends. I just enter and I start implementing because I just want to walk, make the thing just
Mhm.
they show. And we they do and the thing they show clearly. Thank you so much, Obianuju, for your time. I am very grateful for your time and honor you. I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the journey. I do not take your time for granted. I am so honored to have you here. And I'm sure that quite a number of people in the comment section have learned a lot in this place. And, as we round off, on this, Benji have told you what it is that you need to do in the yard. And I think that that's as it. She has given you her last peace of mind. Or do you have any other thing to say as we shut down now?
I just want to say thank you, Coach. Thank you. I've never, this is the first time we're talking like this. I've never
Yes,
met you, but
yes.
I respect you and I honor you because truly you have transformed my life. And the truth is, I see the genuineness of what you do because you want to see us succeed. Like every day, Coach doesn't rest though. Even during the holiday, I'm sure that you just had to tell yourself, no, no, no voice note today. No voice note. But she sends that voice note every day, and with each one comes wisdom. I thank you. I thank you for what you do. I thank you for the passion. And I just say, God bless you. And for all the TIP staff, really, when Coach did not tell anybody anything, because when I was asking the admin that, what do I need to do? She said, just come and Coach will interview you. Thank you for the work that you do. Thank you to all the cohort members, all the yadas, fellow yadas, because with each day that we're on this journey, we're gaining something, we're gaining strength, and we're gaining all. Thank you very much, Ma. It's been an
Thank you.
honor, privilege.
Thank you. I'm going to let Obianuju go now so that she can start her day. It's Monday morning. My love to the family. And
Thank
yes,
you.
we just had Obianuju Adesoji. And Obianuju Adesoji is a yada indeed. You yourself, you heard it now. You can see. Yadas are yadas are yadas. Yadas they are yadas they are yadas. She's not a backyarder, she's a front yard. You could see it. The settling in the conversation is a lot. For me, that was a big takeaway, right? She's not rambling. No, 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 no. I am here. I know what I came for. I am putting the work. When you say with a walk in the show, they will stand in the line. All right, you get it. And you can see that she has entered her popping season. Ah, yeah. I'm sure you understand. That's love it. They know what I'm talking about. Enter her popping season. Like, this is me popping. And if you think that the inner circle program is just all about just coming and just no, 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 that's not what it's about. It's transformational. Somebody's asking, what are the things that you need to do. What the first thing you want to do is to book a slot. The fee for inner circle is 120,000 naira for no 150,000. Actually, the team has actually put up the system of increment already. It's now 150,000 naira for a single slot. However, there is an ongoing discount. You get to pay 120. I know when we say increment, we actually increase it. Inner Circle used to be, we started Inner Circle from being 12K very long time ago. And here we are. So yes, right? And let me tell you something. You can't quantify the benefit you have for the inner circle. You can't. You can't pay for it. Quote me anywhere. If you think you can pay for inner circle, come, let me show you. Nobody can pay. It's not priced. So what you're doing is what is going to enable you to get accountable. The day, like Obianuju just said, the day you enter the induction webinar is the very day your money ends, finishes. Like Gabadia. Your money finishes on the spot. We make sure. Somebody said, oh, the things that, the inner circle, what is it that I'm going to learn and all of that? I said, are you go tired what you're going to learn? Is that a question? You are the one, you'll be tired of you. We get tired of actually learning. I mean, you'll be like, hey, well, if you don't have structure already, it hits you. So, somebody said I've entered some parenting, classes. When I enter, the things that they teach, they don't really show you anything. All of a sudden, they are just, on the peripheral, not in a circle. Sometimes the others are thinking, okay, you can't meet up with the speed. I have speed. When I talk about speed, I have anointing for speed. Come on now. And that's one of the things that we run in that system. All right. So it is 120,000. Somebody said the price, because somebody thinks she needs to pay 10K. No, are you trying to steal from us? It is 120,000. You're already getting a discount of 30,000 if you book today. Your booking is 10,000 naira to secure a slot. That gives you access to have a slot in the inner circle. We currently have cohort 1A, B, C, D, F. Do we have cohort F filled? Almost. Cohort 1F is almost filled up. We are going to G. This year, currently, we have cohort 1A to Z. So it's not like we're saying, oh, we have people, we have thousands of parents. Inner circle parents came to me and said, Coach, you are not marketing inner circle enough. They are the ones that actually curated my intentional parenting journey. He said, we want to go out there and share about our journey so that people can see what's happening in the inner circle. We think that this thing is too important not to market it with a lot of energy. And that's how the marketing of inner circle started in this way. Honestly speaking, we want to keep inner circles secluded, small, and all of that. So there's still a number we are not going to take. All right? There's still a number we are not going to take. So get in now if you want to secure your slot, you want to be inside. All right. If the yarders alone come back in, it means that we have the God want to see, all filled up. It means that you have little slots if you're not in the yard currently. And even if you are in the yard, to actually secure your slot. Because right now, most of the slots that is, I think from God A to E, almost are all new people. All right. Almost all new people, strange people from everywhere. But one thing I want to assure you is that wherever you are coming from, inner circle changes you. It changes you. Now there is the booking for couple slot. Couples get to pay 200,000 instead of paying 250,000. So you get to pay. So if you're paying, so you still save 40,000 naira already. All right. So you want to actually be there. The next cohort starts on the 1st of December. But because we have an app that is coming up, we now have an Intentional Parent Academy app, yes, which is going to be launched on Apple Store, Android, and all of that. So you will actually be able to download our app, see everything. So there's no chaos. You're going to have a community where you want to, have conversations and all of that. But you have the app where it will house everything. You can find it in one swoop. You don't need to struggle at all. So because we are doing app testing for the month of September, we are giving this rebate. This rebate ends in the month of September. So if you have not, if you have not booked your slot, do that now. Christopher, mind yourself. If you have not booked your slot, book that now. Do that now so that you will be part of the 2026 Inner Circle community. See, once it's first 30th, this year we are ending registration second week in November. The moment it's second week in November, we will shut the door. 1st of December is our induction day. You can't get in. Ask people who have tried. And it's not because we are proud. No, it is because we understand that your transformation needs much more. So we're not going to trade your transformation for money. No, we will not. People have paid for Inner Circles in January. We could have, taken them in to say, just come, it doesn't matter, just be in there so that, you will just be there, we'll collect your money. After all, by now, we would have been collecting your money again, Abby. No, we don't want you. It's not just about your money. It's about your transformation. Your transformation is bigger than your money for me. And you will hear that every year that will tell you that. Your money is good for you to pay your money, but you're not paying the worth of Inner Circle. No, you're not. How do you pay for 56 webinars in a year that comes with profound systems? People finish receiving webinar, they are telling you, Coach, please open this. Let people just come. Let them just pay and come and listen to it. Let them just join now. No, it doesn't work like that. So yes, invite your family, invite your friends. The more people in your environment who are in the Inner Circle, the more your children become better. I have seen it in my own life. Everybody around me is in the Inner Circle. Every single person. Parents, siblings, every single person. So they get it. You understand it. And don't forget, with a walk, it is sure. Thank you again for joining me to my intentional parenting journey. We're doing this every day for 90 days. You want to try? That's who we are. If consistency were a name, it will be the Intentional Parent Academy. Trust me when I say so. We'll do this 8 o'clock every single day, WAT. Join us anywhere you are. And wherever you are, thinking that Inner Circle, I am so happy that Obianuju streamed all the way from Canada. And of course, you can see, you can be anywhere and actually be connect with the parenting system. So we look forward to having you in the yard. All right. If you have not booked your slot, please do that now. You book with 10,000 naira, you can spread your payment between now and November and complete it. Or you can pay once. Pay 120,000 naira once. Pay 200,000 naira once. Inner Circle parents already have a discount code that they are using for payment. Find that discount code, get onboarded, so that you can actually get seated and test the app with us. Who is about to test the app? Who is interested in testing the app with us come the end of September? Yeah, somewhere in this month. I am so excited. We're testing our app. It's going to be a beta testing. We're going to see the futures and all of the things that you are going to be part of the first people who will be making input. However, That's only if you have already paid to be part of 2026, because we're only onboarding people who are already in 2026 cohort. Don't forget, our year starts on the 1st of December. That will be the first class you will have. And that will be the first year of your life that will transform your life into who you become. Thank you again for joining me. Thank you for being here. I see you, Cordelia Oputa. I see you, Christiana Aliovori. I see you, Christian Ephobia. I can see people saying, me, who is joining our app testing gang. Let us go there. I see you, Madam Ayo Ezde. Yes, the app testing is here. Every other should be in the app testing gang now. Come on now. All of us are going to test this app together so that we can make inputs to the designers and tell them what we want. You see all those things. You say, coach, can you put this one? Can you put a place where this is the time, so that all of us will be in the beta testing, making all the correction, I love that we're doing this together, and I can't wait myself. Have an amazing day, everybody. See you right in the yard. Remember to get yourself onboarded, settled. And did I tell you that the curriculum for Inner Circle this year is taking a new turn? Our books are, there's a swap. It's going to be amazing. You will love it. 3 years after, we're doing this over and over again. Remember, even if you're a yarder, stay in, stay rooted. That's what brings your implementation. Don't forget. Make sure that you share this link with your family and friends so that they can join us on a daily basis. Tomorrow, we're going to be having, who are we having tomorrow, Tim? On my intentional parenting journey. We're having Pastor B. We're having Pastor B, your courage Benedicta. Pastor B is the head girl for TIP Worry, the intentional parenting. And we're coming to Worry on the 13th of September. If you haven't registered, you are in Worry. Come, you're going to save a life with my team. I can't wait. And yes, the TIP Worry head girl will be here tomorrow. And Pastor B is going to be sharing on her journey. I cannot wait to actually have you here tomorrow. See you again at 8 o'clock. My name is Wendy Ologi. And I'm called Africa's #1 parent coach. Scratch it like you mean it. I'm called your world's #1 parent coach. And I am the founder of the Intentional Parent Academy. The name I love most is being the VC right in the yard. I love it. I love teaching yarders. It's as if my life depends on teaching yarders. And honestly, that's the way it is. When you get into the yard, you understand what I'm talking about. See you tomorrow and see you right in the yard.
Common phrases in the inner circle. Let's go.
You're coming for an inner circle webinar and you're not with your yellow blanket with red trimmings. Is that even a joke?
Oh, I'm running and I'm not looking back because 10,000 lions are chasing me. I have watched all the webinars, but today, Coach came with a bazooka.
Even with my humility agbada, I still collected.
If you're not in the ark, you better enter now because flood na bia o.
In the inner circle, we dey walk and it dey show.
TIP Police is coming for you. There is no need harness here.
You definitely cannot relate because you are not in the yard.
If you are not in the yard,
why not?